Hey, it's John from My Media, and I have Mary Mendoza here. Mary, say hello, everyone.
Hi everyone.
We're going to give you a little demonstration on how we do the employee screening with our new feature, the if-then statement. And Mary's my co-pilot here today. Mary, can you show us an if-then statement flow chart and just explain why we need it and who's going to need it? So we're doing a COVID screening questionnaire. Not everything is black and white, and so this is why we would have an if-then statement, or also known as an if-else statement. And so we have that ability and flexibility to organize that questionnaire in doing so. So we're going to go back now into that questionnaire, what an employee is looking at every day, because just going to give you a quick example, when, those COVID questionnaires says, hey, do you have a runny nose? And the problem is some of our customers telling us that, well, I have seasonal allergies and I have a runny nose. And so but it's seasonal. I don't have COVID. And so this is a perfect opportunity where you want to have a COVID question, an if-then statement or if-else statement questionnaire. So we're going to do that for you. And also now with, if you've been fully vaccinated, you might have a different track. And then we can show different things that we can color things saying you're green, you're yellow, you're red, meaning you're not compliant, and have all that information and can direct your employees and visitors with very clear instructions, and you can also customize it. We're going to show you that on the second part of this. So Mary can also want to show you that here. I also have on my screen. So what I'm basically doing, imagine I am Andy Lucas coming in. I have this on my cell phone every morning. I have it saved here on my screen, and I can go through this questionnaire myself. So Mary, if you want to go ahead and hit proceed and show everybody what that looks like. Now, if I say yes, I've been fully vaccinated, I will get that response right away. So Mary, let's say yes, I've been fully vaccinated. Say yes. And I get this right away, and I can just basically enter that number into the device. And if I need to take my temperature, I can enter that device, and that's kind of my code. That message there, if you've been fully vaccinated, please keep proof of vaccination at all times. If that is not your policy, we could change the back end. Mary's going to show you how we can do that. So Mary, let's go through the full process one more time for Mr. Andy Lucas. And so show you what it will look like. And let's say if he's got a runny nose or some symptoms and that it's allergic. So have you been fully vaccinated? Let's say no, and hit next. And yeah, just give the typical answers just so we can get to that part. Right. Correct. Okay. So have you experienced any of these symptoms? So if he says yes, like he's got, I think this is a cough or whatever, he says yes. And let's go to what a potential next question could be. And did the symptom occur with a pre-existing medical condition such as allergies and migraines? Well, if he says yes and hit submit, so now we can even put him on a yellow category, something that he's still admissible, he's still compliant. Please enter this code, whatever it might be. But we have this information now and can color code people on what their risk level is. And again, this is anything. So maybe we might want to say, hey, this is a person that I need to evaluate and to go see them directly and just see if they're okay. Maybe, but at least they're, in the yellow zone, if you will. And so again, all this can be customized. So Mary, if you can walk us through the back end and show us what did you do to do that? How can you change statements? How can you change colors? And so on and so forth.
My Lobby online platform, all you have to do is go to the site configuration and edit your site. Under the features tab, you have this blue button here that quickly sends you to the if-then statement. So it smoothly scrolls down to the if-then configuration, and this is going to pick up all the questions that you've already entered on the questionnaire part. So if you want to see the questions that you have entered, here on the lower right, you have a go back button, and it quickly brings you to the top question that you have. So as you can see here, we have this label question number 1, and these were the questions that John has shown on the front end earlier, and we have indicated all the questions that we have on our requirements. And yeah, going back here, we're now on the if-then configuration, and the first one is I've just selected the question number 1, and we are being asked for the response type. If this is a conditional question, so you get to enter if the response is yes, you can either create the response, lead to a response, or lead to the next question. So basically, the first question is, are you fully vaccinated? And this is conditional because if they select yes, they no longer have to answer the rest of the health screening question. They just need to keep their proof of vaccination if someone at the reception will ask for their document.
And again, guys, and I just wanted to interject something. So again, we're not saying this is the rule for everybody. You can put whatever you want. So if the response is saying, hey, you could say, awesome, you're great that you've been vaccinated, whatever, you get a gold star. If you literally want to write that, we could just customize that.
You are able to edit the text of the response and the headline. And when I say headline, this is the black part here, and the text is this white text here. And basically, when you go back to the back end, you can edit the background color. So if they are checked in, they get like a green signal, they're good to go. And we can edit the font color to black, white, or whichever you think would be more, based on your customization requirements.
Ultimately, what an if-then statement does, it gives us the opportunity to to assess the risk, because again, in a hospital, they have to see that person. That person is sick, they need to be admitted, but they want to do it properly. Like Mary said, in a corporate environment, there might be asked to stay, or don't come in, go back to your car or go home. And if that is your policy, you can actually write that out there. And so you can really customize it. And maybe, 6 months from now, that policy might change. So just to quickly recap, you saw the ability, I could do this basically on my phone. This is the capability you have. The responses are then sent to the back end and sent to the compliance people directly. But basically what we're saying is, this is how you navigate customizing these questions. Is it a default? Is it what that response is going to be like? How are we going to respond? You can customize that, and so it gives you that flexibility that you need, and the aesthetics of it. Is it red? Is it green? Is it white? Change the font. It'll give you that ability to do that. And look, it's a little tricky at first. I mean, my recommendation is make a little flow chart that we demonstrate at the beginning on the if-else statement flow chart that Mary had. She had a little PNG. That'd probably be a good idea to start there. This was just basically to serve the purpose of sharing with you what it would look like to have an if-then statement questionnaire with the My Lobby solution. Thanks for watching. Stay safe and take care.